All right, new this hour, protesters outside Columbia University are calling on the school to cut ties with Israel. The demand stems from the ongoing war with Hamas, and they're making these demands on what is the first day of classes there. CBS News correspondent Lilia Luciano has been covering these protests earlier this year. You see her at Columbia with more. Lilia, how are these demonstrations, I don't know, the same and different from what we saw in the spring?
I guess, Errol, the goal, the divestment, the requests are the same as you mentioned just now, but the size, the scope is much smaller. Today is day one of classes. There was kind of an instant call to protest. I follow a lot of the channels where back in the spring semester, students were communicating and organizers were communicating in, and there had been no calls for protest. But this morning at 9:30, they called for people to assemble outside of the gates, for people to not show up to class, to not let school begin, and of course demanding, as you said, the divestment of the university from anything connected to Israel. And so what we've seen is a few dozen protesters. First, they started here on 116th Street and Broadway, which is where a lot of protests outside of the campus had started last time. And then there were a handful of counter-protesters who showed up, and the students themselves then moved to Barnard, which is across the street, and said what I heard from some of them was that they felt it would be safer to just continue manifesting there. Everything very peaceful. We haven't confirmed arrests yet from NYPD, but I had seen some videos of maybe some scuffles with police. I'm yet to verify those. What I've seen so far, the hours that I've been here, was all very peaceful, very calm. And as I said, the students just moved from one gate to the other. To the other university, to Barnard.
And you had mentioned in your reporting earlier, Lilia, that this just isn't only happening at Columbia. There were some other protests at other major universities in the spring, and school presidents, some of them resigned over the response, some saying they went too far, others saying they didn't go far enough. The school president there resigned just a few weeks ago. How now, then, is the school responding to this new round of demonstrations?
That's right, Errol. Minu Shafiq, the former president of Columbia University, resigned. The person who was interim president was the person who headed the medical school. And what they have done is they limited access to the school in a similar way to how the university handled the protest last time around. There are no encampments inside of campus. We are not allowed in at any time, as was the case in the past. As you can see, there's that tent behind me where there's staff checking for school IDs, and any visitors must pre-register to enter the university. But inside, last time we were here, there was that encampment. Of course, the police calling and the university calling on police, and the idea of removing the encampment is what accelerated into what we saw, which were those very serious clashes, the taking over one of the halls of the university. But for now, the university, of course, has issued messages to parents, to students. What they are saying is, not anybody can come into the university at this point, and that they're going to continue monitoring. But there are some security measures that have been taken, not just in Columbia University, but other universities like NYU, which the school staff, the leadership at the university has presented as ways to not just protect the safety of students, but also to fight anti-Semitism, which students in these universities have been denouncing as attempts at censorship or at limiting their freedom of speech. We will, of course, continue to monitor what happens today, but I'll tell you this, the protest for today here at Columbia, for the moment, has ended. The one that moved over there, students removed their posters and what they had and dispersed.
Well, Lilia Luciano, we appreciate you staying on this story. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Eric.